This is a presentation of Dream Realm Enterprises, where dreams are our reality.
Okay, this is DBB, and this time we're going to do things a little differently because we had some very sad news this past week. As last weekend we lost a very dear friend and a wonderful colleague, Viktor Aurelius, who you guys may better know from his parts in Robotz the Company as Crusher, and in Magic Monsters and Mayhem as Rast. Of course, he was also the sultry Dalek, and he did so many amazing roles for DRE, and he did so many amazing things for his own production company with Jeff Niles, which was the 407th Dash, All Better Audio. And those two in tandem were incredible, wonderful, creative minds there. And Viktor, sadly, has left us far too soon. And this episode of DBB is going to serve as a tribute to Viktor. His work was far from over, and not all of it is out there. Sadly, he was working on, before he had his accident, which ultimately led to his unfortunate demise. He was working on Sexagonal Phase Season 2, the final episode of Season 2. He didn't get to complete it himself, but Jeff Niles and I have made a commitment publicly that we are going to pull this together and finish the final episode of Sexagonal Phase on Vic's behalf. It's exactly what I would want someone to do for me if something happened to me and I still had things in the works. I would want someone to sort of pick up the baton and finish what I started, so that you guys can hear it. So that Viktor's many fans can hear his final works, we're going to work very, very hard. He did portray Crusher for one more episode of Robotz the Company that has not been put together yet. There's another one also that you haven't heard yet that we are working on. So there's still some wonderful material to be heard from Viktor Aurelius. He also did some more work as Rast for Magic Monsters and Mayhem that you haven't heard yet, for Book 4, which is coming out next year. So you'll get to hear that as well. So as far as Sexagonal Phase is concerned, we're gonna that's the very first production we'll be mounting for 2020. So you'll get to hear that fairly early on. We'll pull it together as quickly as we can. We have to get the lines from the cast. I was in that one too, playing a character called Kragano, a wonderful character that Viktor created for me, basically. And we had so many great plans, Vic and I. We were going to collaborate on Season 3 of that series, because Vic wanted a lot more comedy put into it, and he felt like I could sort of ingest some more comedy into the scripts. So we were going to co-write the next season, and I was really looking forward to that. So sadly, that's never going to happen now. And we were going to collaborate on another series as well that we had only just started thinking about, but once again, that's not going to happen either, sadly. But whatever works that were in the works, we're going to do our best to get out there. Viktor passing will leave a huge hole in the audio drama community, and it's going to leave huge holes in our series at DRE, Robotz the Company, and Magic Monsters and Mayhem, because I had great plans for his characters. Crusher was going to go on and do other things, he was going to develop, and we had hinted at a relationship between Crusher and Dr. Betty for a long time that we didn't get a chance to completely play out. And that was going to actually play out in seasons 11 and 12. So sadly, we won't be able to flesh that out completely. But, and I had planned to continue on with the character of Rast in Magic Monsters and Mayhem, who was going to be a great sidekick and foil for Lady Natilda, and hoping to spin Lady Natilda and Rast and a few other characters off into a spinoff from MMM. But sadly, we will have to carry on without Rast or Viktor. What can I say about Viktor Aurelius, though? Viktor was a really good friend, and it's a friendship that developed over the last several years. I can't even sadly remember the first time I came in contact with Viktor, but it was obviously through audio. He had interviewed me once or twice on his podcast, and it was an honor to be on his show, and I think I interviewed him maybe here on DBB or one of the others. I can't remember at this moment. It's a really difficult week, so it's been hard to focus and remember all these various details. So forgive me if I'm forgetting anything. But it's really hit hard because Vic was a really good friend and a valued cast member and collaborator, and we really had a good working relationship, and he was such a vibrant, thoughtful person, a kind person, a brilliant writer and audio producer and voice actor. He just had a sharp wit and an intelligent mind, and he was a wonderful person, and I count myself very lucky to have met him at least through the online audio community. If I didn't get to meet him face to face, which is, the greatest regret of all. I wish I could have done that, but sadly, that's not to be. But we spoke on the phone, we spoke through Skype, and we spoke through Facebook Messenger and emails and so forth, both personally and professionally. I just actually spoke to him on the phone several weeks ago, back in September, while he was recovering from the terrible fall that he had over the summer, which put him in the ER. It nearly cost him his life then, but he was working through it. But sadly, I guess things were much worse than we thought. And last Sunday night, he lost the battle for life, and it is a tragic loss, because I thought of Viktor very much as a brother, loved him very much, and as a matter of fact, our last conversation, I had told him, how much he meant to me, and that I loved him very much, and he had told me that he loved me too, and he got pretty emotional during that phone call. I know, because he was struggling so much to get his health back in order and to come back from this terrible fall. And I know that, he's been in a lot of pain because of his back and his legs and so forth for a while, for a long time. And he struggled with that. And I guess the only piece that we can take out of all this is that, he's no longer in pain, and he's no longer struggling, And hopefully he's found a much better place now that he is out of the physical realm. So my best to you, my brother Viktor. Godspeed, as they say. And please, I hope, against hope, that you are in a really, really good place now and have found peace and found, a lack of pain. And hopefully you'll go on to something even better. He was a wonderful person, and he deserves just the best. So I'm not going to ramble on too long. This is a tribute to Viktor, and I'm not the only one who's going to speak about him. Some of his friends are sending me recordings with their own thoughts about Viktor, so I'm going to let them take over. First up is going to be Rachel Rumler, who you guys, I'm sure, know from various Dream Realm Enterprises endeavors. Most recently, she was heard as the sister of our wonderful character in Magic, Monsters, and Mayhem. She played Selena, the sister of Rosa Dernhelm, who is played by Deborah Adams, who's also in Sexagonal Phrase. But Rachel is up first to pay her respects and tribute to Viktor. So let's hear from her, and then we're going to hear from Jeff Niles and perhaps some other people too, which I'll introduce as they come. So first off, here we go, Rachel Rumler.
Viktor Aurelius was my colleague, my friend, maybe even my mentor at times. The first time I met him, he was auditioning for my role of the Dark Prince in Strange Paradise. I heard several auditions for this role, but his recording just blew me away. I don't even think I was aware of just how good he was or how integral he was to the audio drama community until this other person who had auditioned for the Dark Prince contacted me after finding out that Viktor had auditioned and was just like, "Oh, I should have known I wasn't going to get the part Viktor auditions." It kind of started from there. I mean, he helped me promote Strange Paradise. He gave me other roles. He believed in me. It wasn't just that, though. I mean, I gave him roles after Strange Paradise. Specifically, I would write roles in mind for him, and he would do the same for me. Offhand, I can't remember the name of this show that he was working on, but I was his secretary, and I yawned all the time, and it was really hilarious. And I remember he commented either on his podcast or something like that he thought it was really funny that I would get up early in the morning and do this role because I was purposely tired, so my yawns were natural, and he got a big kick out of that. Vic, I miss our times together. I miss the phone calls where we would talk about our personal stuff going on. I miss all of that because Viktor wasn't just a brilliant voice actor, producer, and writer. He was just an amazing friend. And he will be missed.
Up next is Maria Mazur.
When I was still the hostess of Haunted Path Live, my director, Rocky Cartilage, would give me the names of people to interview, and one of these individuals was Vic. I was a little apprehensive at the time because Rocky told me that he was a real vampire. Okay, yeah. So I did the research on Vic, and the first series I heard and came to love was Lilith's Children. I interviewed him twice, and he was always so gracious and friendly, and his laugh. I loved his laugh. But because of Rocky introducing me to Vic, and especially Vic, I met Jeff Niles, and it happily changed my life forever. I'm so grateful to Vic for his unending support, love, and friendship. I feel so privileged to have come to know his beautiful spirit, and I will miss him deeply.
Hi all, this is Jeff Niles speaking, and I just want to say a few words about my dear friend and colleague, Viktor Aurelius. Viktor was one of the most talented people I have never met. That's right, I actually never met him in person, but we have collaborated on stuff for, I'd say, the last almost 9 years, and man, I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss his humor. I'm going to miss his great writing, his great friendship, and most of all, I'm just going to miss the guy terribly. Anyway, that's all I want to say right now. And I do want to say that we will be finishing up his last great work, Sexagonal Phrase. We will give him the honor of producing his last episode. That's all for now. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up here. I'm not gonna do the usual thing that we do on DBB, talking about behind the scenes stuff. I've told you a little bit that we're going to be working on Sexagonal Phrase season 2 finale and other things. So that's as far as I'm going to go with that this week. It's certainly not business as usual around here. It's a very, very tough time for us. Victor's loss is a humongous loss. Creates a huge hole in our life. I'm heartbroken over this. And it's going to take a long time for us and the audio community to get over this loss. And we just are grateful that we had the time that we had with Viktor, and that we got the amazing work that we got from Viktor. And there's more to come. You're going to get to hear more of his work coming up soon and in 2020. So at least we can rest assured of that. We still have some wonderful work of his that we can enjoy. So until next time, though, when things will be a little more back to normal for this show, in a way. Until then, please, guys, stay tuned. And thank you for listening. I love you guys very much.
This program is copyright 2019, all rights reserved, and is brought to you by Dream Realm Enterprises. The journey continues.